Taxi Life, a city driving simulator, is a few days away from release, so in preparation I'm going to be telling you everything we know so far about the game, all the different details that we know from the trailers or info that the devs have given us. So the game is developed by Simteract and published by Nacon, and is going to be available for PC, Xbox and PlayStation with a 7th of March release date. Now there will be a launch day purchase for Steam users, so on PC, and if you buy in the first week you'll still get the pre-order bonuses. However, you can currently pre-order on Xbox and PlayStation. So on the standard edition it's going to be £34.99, and there will be a currency conversion on screen for those other people in other countries. And in the standard edition you get the base game and the VIP vintage convertible car. And then you have the supporters edition, which is slightly more expensive at $39.99. And in that you get the base game, the VIP vintage convertible car, just like the standard, but the support pack has 6 Barcelona Mosaic skins for taxis, as well as 6 street art skins for taxis, 6 Opel skins, which is coloured taxis that change colour with the light, and that's again some skins for some taxis. You also get 5 additional items for your dashboard: a small taxi figurine, a Hawaiian dancer, a pair of sunglasses and 2 bobbleheads. You also get exclusive car parks, an extra gear shift, 3 additional rims, a new taxi sign and a yellow paint jar with a checkerboard pattern. In Taxi Life you get to transport your passengers across 286 miles, which is 460 kilometers of roads in a large area of Barcelona, reproduced at a 1-to-1 scale. You get to manage your business and explore the city and earn experience points by discovering new points of interest. And you use your experience points to unlock new skills, such as the ability to accept longer fares, and will be a free drive mode, so you can just drive around if you absolutely want to. You can pick up clients and take them to their destination, and you follow the rules of the road and avoid collisions with vehicles and pedestrians, and you can adapt your route based on random events, things like accidents, construction work and parades, etc. You also need to adapt to changing weather, for example increase your braking distance when the road surface is wet to avoid collisions. You've also got a bit of management, so you have to buy new cars with the profits from your fares and hire employees based on their profile and assign them to cars, neighbourhoods and time slots. If you like to be challenged, accept special missions within 2 categories: drive as fast as possible, most speeding fines apply. There's also a don't break any traffic rules and be fast and error free, because the clients in these missions have high expectations. You also get to respond to your passengers' requests, so you can have chat requests with preset answers and change the radio station or open the window per their request, etc. And you get to select your own driving style and car models, such as electric or fuel-based cars, or automatic, semi-automatic or manual transmission. There is some customization with your cars, things like colour, the driver's cab, the rims and accessories. I'll get more into this when I talk about the UI later on. You also get to upgrade your vehicles using your profits and experience. You also have to monitor warning lights on your dashboard and visit petrol stations, charging stations and service stations whenever necessary, and you repair your vehicles if they're damaged as well. And you also have to visit a car wash regularly, as your clients won't want to get into a dirty car. The game is compatible with most popular steering wheels and controllers. They do have an official list that they have tested themselves. Bear in mind this is only going to be for the PC compatible list, and they cannot guarantee compatibility with devices not listed as follows. So for steering wheels, the Logitech G29, the Logitech G920, the Logitech G923, the Thrustmaster T150, the Thrustmaster TX, and the Thrustmaster TMX are the supported steering wheels. As for accessories, the Fanatec CSL Elite V1 plus the load cell brake pedal set, the Fanatec CSL pedal set, the Logitech 3 pedal sets, the Logitech G-Force shifter, the Thrustmaster 2 pedal sets, the Thrustmaster T3PA and the T3PA Pro pedal set, the Thrustmaster TH8A shifter, Thrustmaster TSS handbrake, and the Fanatec Club Sport shifter. And there is a note by the community manager that has said that if you have any accessories that are not listed and you are testing them with the Taxi Life, please let them know so they can add them to the list. There will be no wheel support for consoles at launch at this moment in time. This is a most controversial topic within the community, but as it stands, no wheel support for console, just for PC. It will also have a Catalan translation, and there's also not going to be any VR or track IR support at launch, but don't rule that out for now. You get to individually select buttons in the car, so things like windows, radio controls, handbrake, maps, sat-nav, air conditioning, etc. There's also a live rear view camera, which switches from the sat-nav to the camera with a physical button that you can actually press. There are fuel stations that show you different pricing for different fuels, so that things like gas diesel, gas 95 and gas turbo diesel, which we get to see in the trailers. There's charging stations for the electric cars, and the UI shows euros for kilowatts when charging with the ability to change units. The UI also shows how much charge you have, where up to with a radius bar, slow charge, which is holding A, or start fully charged with X, pressing all of those options. It shows the time it will take and how much they will be. You can also interact with customers with the speech system, as I mentioned earlier, and there's also going to be a perks tree. So they're all split into driving, which has 4 perks, proficiency, which has 5 perks, maintenance, which has 5 perks, law obedience that have 5 perks, and company, which has 3 perks. An example of one of those perks is discounts perk in the company tree, which is fixed costs are cheaper for company cars. In the cockpit first person view, the sat nav acts as your map like in real life. It shows the customer patience meter, the current time, road name, distance, how long the task is with your waypoint. And customers will actually react to your driving, so driving too fast or accidents, they will have something to say about it. And there is a collision detection, so it will have a sound to help notify players when they are nearing an object, and this will help when backing up when in first person mode along with the rear view camera. Now specifically, let's go through the UI menus that we've seen in the trailers. So let's start with the main menu. So the options on there is a continue if you've already started. If not, there'll be a new career, load career, system settings, credits, quick game as well. And manual save is also available, and it will save your money, experience, position, time of day, and vehicle damage. Now let's talk about the main UI when you're in the game or when you pause or whatever. The currency will be in euros, and it will also show your XP numbers. And in this menu, you get to see garage, driver, management, and help screens, which is navigated by the left button or the right button on a controller. As for the completed fare UI, what it shows you is the XP you've gained, including bonus XP, climb patience out of 100, ratings, which is a star rating out of 5, difficulty, length of fare, where the start endpoint was, distance traveled, duration traveled, any task modifiers, and fee. There's also a radio menu that we've seen, and more specifically, the emergency menu. So the options that we have seen is the tow to gas station and tow to the garage. There are 5 other options, and you can also use this radio menu to toggle things like window states if you don't want to select them manually. I suppose that might be easier for controller players. As for the garage menu, you've got sub-menus of maintenance, cars, parts, customize, and resting, and that's navigated through the left trigger and right trigger buttons on a controller. Now, within that garage menu, you've got a sub-menu of a cars menu, and on the left, you have all the cars that you have. It's got filters for all, owned, ready to use, to buy, locked, used, and assigned. The standard hatchback is called the Aphelion, and is the car that you've probably seen in most of the trailers. On the right, you have the stats, the speed, acceleration, brake power, maneuverability, traction, fuel tank size, fuel usage, which is displayed in litres per kilometre, durability, and endurance. There are icons, and at this point I'm guessing what they are, there's no actual confirmation. Gearbox type like automatic, number of seats, unsure of that boot icon there, but there's also a weight and an engine type icons there as well. Now the maintenance menu in the garage menu, so the maintenance sub menu. On the right, it shows the car's stats like explained before. On the left, you've got status indicators of the fuel level, the damage level, the dirt clean level, the engine level, the brakes level, the tires level, gearbox level, and the bodywork level. And all those are in percentage, and assuming it's to do with the wear and tear, there is damage indicator already. And it also tells you the repair of what you have selected from those options, or a full repair with the pricing. Now let's have a look at the customize menu. We've got on the outside car body color, and you've got painting cost and name of the color, with 5 taxi signs you can change and 6 rims to change. And inside the upholstery customization, it shows 3 options, and the dashboard has 9 options with a scrollable page. Obviously, when it comes to these customization things, this is all we've seen. It doesn't mean that this is what we have. There might be more, or more might be added later on. Just bear that in mind. As for the management employees UI menu, what we see is driver details on the left, so you get to see a picture, the name, the price and day, the status, for example, unemployed, the perk and drawback of the driver, for example, cleaner, the car stays cleaner for longer, and sick leave, which takes lots of sick days per week, and these increase with each level. In the center, you've got overview of your drivers as a list, so you've got the picture, name, perk, drawback, price per day, and status. In the car's management menu, on the left hand side you've got the car and driver details. In the center you've got the district selection, so you can select what district they can drive in. And on the right you've got the starting hours. For example, you can select a 9 AM to 5 PM 8-hour shift slot. As for the driving gameplay UI, on the left you've got the minimap, on the top center you've got the time with AM or PM, on the upper left you've got the XP part, on the lower left you've got the speedo, gear, RPM, status icons, things like lights, warning triangle, parking brake, etc. And you also have the status bars for damage, fuel, and a clean, dirty level as well. Looking at the map, if you have an active job, it will show all the details about that on the right. There's also toggle icons on the map that shows things like the taxi jobs, challenges, interesting architecture, places to discover, accidents, speed cameras, and maintenance. And the waypoint is displayed in orange. So with that, there is a bit of exploration if you want to go into a bit of free roam. There are those things that are shown on the map as well. Going into the actual gameplay settings, you've got game mode, which you can select, which is arcade, semi-arcade, simulation, simulation plus clutch. Your difficulty level is normal, easy, and hard. There's a toggle for presence of HUD in the cabin. There's an acceleration sensitivity, a braking sensitivity, a steering sensitivity at low speeds, a steering sensitivity at high speeds, and all those sensitivity settings are in percentage. So basically you can customize the experience to how you want it, whether you're on a controller or you're on a wheel, or you might switch between the both, which I expect I would be. Now, specifically for PC players, here are the system requirements. Now, these are the system requirements right now. These may change by launch or post-launch. We will wait and see. So the minimum specs, you've got Intel Core i5 7600 or an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 with 8GB of RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 760 4GB, or an AMD Radeon RX 560, which is also a 4GB card with 6GB of available storage, and that should give you low 720p at 30 FPS. As for those recommended, you've got the Intel Core i7 11700K or AMD Ryzen 7 5800X with 12GB of RAM, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660S, which is a 6GB card, or an AMD Radeon RX 5600 XT, again a 6GB VRAM card. And that, again, storage 6GB, and that should give you high 1080p settings at 60 FPS. The developers will also be hosting a live stream on the Simteract official pages over on Twitch and YouTube on the 5th of March, and as of posting of this video, that would be tomorrow from 4 PM CET. For UK time, that's 3 PM. So if you want to go along live, you can probably ask your questions and see what they have to say about the upcoming release of Taxi Life. And that's it. That's all we have for Taxi Life, a city driving simulator coming out on the 7th of March, which is in a few days. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and want to see more content like this one, make sure you're subscribed. I do racing and simulation content on the channel, so if that interests you, by all means, stick around. I'd like to know in the comments below, are you looking forward to Taxi Life? Are you planning to pre-order if you're on console? Have you already pre-ordered? And what are your thoughts on no wheel support for console? I know it's a very big talking discussion, but does it sway your decision? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.